Thanks for stopping by. Today, I'm going to show you how to change a ceiling fan. Whether it's one like this with the fancy gold trim you just don't like the look of, or it's starting to make noise or it doesn't work at all, the procedure is the same. Let's get to it. First thing you need to do is cut the power. To change out a ceiling fan, most of the time all you need is a screwdriver. Sometimes you'll need wire strippers. If you're going to be using a cordless drill, a monster hook is a great addition to your toolbox. And this fancy bracelet is not only fashionable, it's magnetic. It's really helpful when you're up on the ladder. You don't have to worry as much about dropping screws and keeping track of things. You don't have to take the light kit off the bottom, but it sure does make it easier to get in to get the rest of your work done. So I like to take it off. You're going to find either 3 or 4 screws right along the bottom of this piece where the pull chains are. And before you start messing around, it's always a good idea to make sure you check and make sure the power's cut off. And now you can start taking your fan blades off. They're almost always a Phillips. Now the piece up against the ceiling, you're normally going to have 2 Phillips screws on one side and 2 on the other. And one normally has a little notch that you can twist this and drop it down. So you can take one screw out and just loosen the other. And then do the same on the back side. And then this piece just comes off, and there's the little notch I'm talking about. Now you need to take the fan motor down, and this one happens to have a plate here that stops it from coming out. Normally you just drop it in and just the weight of it keeps it from coming out. So on this one I have to take this plate off. And then you should be able to take the fan motor out and disconnect your wires. And now I need to take the bracket off. And that's why I love this screwdriver so much. It's got all different size fittings on here. Just happens to fit these nuts. The trim for my new ceiling fan's a little bit smaller, so I'm going to get a paintbrush and touch this up. I'll be right back. All right, the fan I'm going to be putting up today is a Harbor Breeze from Lowe's. This is going in your master bedroom or someplace where you want it quiet, like a family room. You might want to consider spending a few extra dollars and getting a Hunter fan or some other name brand. But they're all going to come with pretty much the same stuff. Your light kit and your light diffusers, your fan blades, which almost always have 2 colors you can choose from, fan arms. This is the trim piece that goes at the top, and this rod is optional. I'm not going to use it today, but if you did have a sloped ceiling or a high ceiling and you wanted to use the rod, it would go into here. You take the pin out and put this in here and of course feed the wires up through it. And then this trim piece would just cover it up at the bottom. But the way this one works is this gets attached directly to here. And here's how this bracket works. This is going to get screwed to the electrical box. And then when this is attached, it slides on, and then you turn it, and then it'll hold the weight until you get the other screw in to keep it from coming off. And they always give you plenty of wire on the fan motor in case you're hanging this from a high ceiling. I'm not going to need most of this. On the bottom of the fan motor, they usually ship with these plastic things. They're just there to keep the motor from shaking around while it's being shipped. So you need to take these off and be careful to not drop these screws down inside the motor. And you save these because these are what's going to attach the fan blades when you get it all mounted. And then it's also a good idea to take the screws out that mount the light kit, because the less you have to do on the ladder, the better. And of course, you're going to need these too. This bracelet is so handy. Usually these wires are labeled, but check your instructions just to make sure. Normally the black one is for the fan and the blue one is for the light kit and the white is neutral. And I don't need all this, so I'm just going to cut some off. And then restrip the ends. And like I said, I'm not using the rod, so for this one, there's a trim ring on the piece that mounts to the ceiling that you bend the tabs and take off. And then you take out a few screws here and screw this to the top of the fan. If you're not putting in this exact model, just double check your instructions to find out how to do it. See how I dropped that screw in there? You don't want to do that. Now this is ready to go up. I'm also going to prep the light kit. Some of them have little screws around the edge to hold the shade in place. This one uses these threaded rings. And normally you have a plug that looks like this to connect this to the fan once it's mounted. And then you want to put your fan blades on the arms. Just double check with your supervisor which color should be facing down. And now we're ready to get back on the ladder. All right, if you're installing a fan where there wasn't a fan before, make sure that the box is a fan rated box. This one is, and you can usually tell because it has bolts that go all the way through to the back. We're just going to ignore the fact that there's no clamp on this wire. But if you don't have a fan rated box, there's a couple of options. I'll talk about that later. First, you want to install this bracket. And get it centered as best you can. Once this bracket's installed, it should be rock solid, and that's why you need a fan rated box. If you have any movement here, then your fan has the possibility of vibrating. And I don't have a ground wire to attach to on my fan motor, so I can take the ground wire and connect it to this green one now. And like I said earlier, the white is usually the neutral, the black is going to be for the fan, and the red is going to be for the light. But just double check. Sometimes the black and the red are switched around. Right here on this bracket, there's a little tab sticking up, and you can hang the motor assembly on that while you connect your wires. So I'm going to take the fan motor and use one of the screw holes and hang it from here. And now I don't have to worry about trying to hold the fan while I'm making my connections. White to white, black to black, and red to blue. And just give them all a little tug to make sure they're in there securely. And then tuck them up inside. And now you just use this little slot here to hook on the screws and put the fan motor up. Then you can just take one of the screws off your bracelet and put it in the other hole. And then do the other side before you tighten it up all the way. And now you can start putting your fan blades on. The last step is to plug in your light kit. And carefully get these wires in here. It's usually a little tight. And then put in your screws. And it's a good idea to get all of these started before you tighten them up, so you don't have any alignment issues. Now let's see if it works. If you don't have access from above, you want to get a box like this one here that can be installed from below. You can see it sits on top of the drywall, and it has these little teeth in it that dig into the ceiling joist. The way you put it in is you stick it through the hole and crank on the bar and it'll tighten up. This is the other option, where if you have attic access, you can just set it on top of the drywall and nail it to the joists. A couple of things that's going to make this job a lot easier for you. First of all is this Klein 13-in-1 screwdriver. This thing can handle just about anything you're going to come across in an electrical box. It's very, very handy. Next, this magnetic bracelet. Yeah, I know it looks good, and you want one too. You should get one. All those little screws, this will even hold wire nuts to it if you need them to. And then the monster hook for your drill. This thing is great. You just put your drill there, drop it in place. It's not going anywhere. And you can fold it up or just pop it right back off your belt. If you're considering getting a dimmer for your fan, be careful with that. Most of them come with the LED lights now, and the dimmers don't always work with the LED light bulbs. So make sure it's compatible with what you're installing. And there's also those switches that can do everything all in one. If you don't have a red and a black wire in the ceiling, and you can buy a switch that will control the fan and control the light and adjust the speeds of the fan. They don't always work that great. I'm not a motorologist. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but electric motors are designed to spin at a certain RPM based on the wiring. When you pull that little chain on the fan, it switches the wiring as to how the motor's being powered. When you put one of those all-in-one switches that can control the fan speed, you put the fan on high, and basically that switch is like a dimmer switch, and it's starving the fan for electricity. It'll work most of the time, but usually they'll hum a lot more and they're going to run a little bit hotter, so keep that in mind. I really appreciate you taking the time to stop and watch my video. Thanks for watching.